looking forward to this talk. Nuno has been in technology for over 25 years. He's worked on all kinds of human problems, huge range, but he's been in the last year at the Ethereum Foundation, and he's going to be sharing how we move from Web 2 into Web 3 and some of the pitfalls that you might come across. Can I just get a read of the room? Who here is thinking about moving into Web 3 or Web 2 or has considered it? Anyone moving into crypto, into blockchain? Anybody already in blockchain? Yes, okay, brilliant. So I'm really looking forward to this talk. I welcome, can we put our hands together, please? Woo!
Hey, hello everyone. Let's see if I can pass this message through. And sorry about my English, it's not my first language, so it might be hard for me to speak, so bear with me. First disclaimer, I'm going to speak a little bit about Web3 as a new frontier. It's a huge statement, but again, let's start big, and it's going to be all the way down to the end of the talk. So this is the best slide of the whole thing, a new frontier. And yes, it's about Web3, not AI. So AI, it's the whole topic. Web3 still exists, still is a thing, and it's more than you think, and we'll have a comeback. So again, bear with me. So to start, an intro. So every talk on design needs to have an Apple reference. This is mine. Hello. My name is Nuno. I came from Lisbon. I always have been in Lisbon. I've been a designer for quite a while. I've worked in a lot of different Portuguese companies, mostly. Over 1 year now, 1 year and a half, I joined the Ethereum Foundation, and I took the crypto pill all the way. So this is something that I now work, and I'm super, super excited about. This is my main job. So I'm lead designer for ethereum.org, the website that onboards people to, it pretends to be a learning platform. But above all, it's an open source project that is community driven. So all you see here, most of the content, most of the developer is made by the community. So we have over 40,000 contributors that goes from code to design to translations to a lot of different things. And as you can see, we have translated in 56 languages. 56 languages, just let that sink. 56 languages is not fully translated, but it's translated by the community. So it's folks all over the world that translate this as a knowledge base, as one way of onboarding to Web3 in a really simple way. So my job is to try to make the hard technology burdens available to everyone, to newcomers, to developers, to everyone. So this is where I sit all my day, work with this all the way through. We are starting to have some resources on design as well. Those resources, this is just one page for now, but we will grow the design community to try to onboard and have resources for Web3 for design. A little bit about the Ethereum Foundation. So this is the homepage for Ethereum Foundation. And just to understand in perspective what is Ethereum related to blockchain and the whole ecosystem, we do believe that we are gardeners for the infinite garden. This is a metaphor that we use and the leadership passes through, and I wanted to pass it to you guys that you probably don't know. And the idea is to create the ground, the garden, to everything to flourish and to grow. And they have one of the claims that they have that I really love. It is Ethereum, it's a protocol for human coordination. If we stop a little bit to think what is human coordination and how can we all work with each other in a different way, think that blockchain can enable that. Ethereum, in this case, it's one of the most established blockchains, so I can be biased on which one of them, but think that blockchain is a technology that is beyond what you think and can enable so many different things, and that's one of the reasons that I'm here. So let's rewind a little bit. I'm already a little bit above what I'm supposed to do. So Web 2, it's what we are now. Web 1, Web 2, Web 3. We're counting versions. This is a nice way of trying to see the evolution of stuff in that we all connect with each other. I put up a small table, and I hate tables. I'm a designer, like, I hate tables, but I did a table that kind of tries to see where the evolution comes. And I want to highlight just, if you imagine Web 1, it's when you use the desktop. It's bulky, it's hard. The Web 2, it's mobile. It's what you have on your phone. It's something that we all use. And Web 3, it's something that you use with your keys. It's personal. It's something that you can do there's a lot of different concepts, so it might be hard for newcomers to understand. But if you see all of them, I don't go into all of them. Like another one, it's Web 1, it's connect. So you connect to something and you read something. Web 2, it's login. To use Web 2 as it is, you need to log into something because you interact, that you have a wall, we have social media, whatever it is. And then for Web 3, it's to have a contract. So you sign contract, you sign messages to one another. Another way of seeing stuff, it's like Web 1, it's one-to-one. So you go online and you see something. Web 2, it's one-to-many. You publish something, you can interact with that, but it's you to the many. You as an individual that publish to the many. And Web 3, it's all about collaboration. So now we are entering the age of collaboration, not just through Web 3, through a lot of different tools. AI might be one of those, like again. And Figma, you all now interact a lot more than we used to back in the days before Figma, before anything. So imagine that, but in the larger scale, with everything together. So it's, like I say, many to many. It's a lot about collaboration and going through. But you might ask, so why do I need this? We have a good life. Like, why do I need this? Why is this even better for each one of us? And bear with me that we are privileged to live in the Western world, in Europe, US, and all those countries. We are privileged, and the adoption goes beyond that. But let me give you 3 examples of problems that you want to solve. Centralization. Do you own your own username? Do you think that your Gmail account is really yours? Like, this is really us. This is screenshots from yesterday. Google will start deleting accounts after 2 years of inactivity. Imagine that you have a bookshelf full of books that is on a cloud, digital books. You don't open the bookshelf for 2 years and the books will disappear. Because you don't own things. Things are centralized and not on you. Elon Musk is another example. The things that he's doing on Twitter, it's jeopardizing what we believe that would be a safe platform. Imagine that you've built your audience, your business, on top of Twitter, and how do you feel right now? You don't control, like in Web3 social media, you will control your followers. The social graph, it's you that builds. It goes with you wherever service you might use it. And that's the premise, that's the difference. Again, do you really own your phones? And this might be a really close example to you, and because it's a Lebanon one. And go to the bank and ask for your money, all your money. They will not give you. That's a problem. Like, you don't control your own funds. And blockchain and Web3 technologies can enable that. You are in control of your own funds. And again, fair compensation. It's something that Kate talked the last year talk. It's about rewarding the full scape and rewarding all the food chain or the artists, because we all are related to the artists being artists. So we can enable that on a contract level, on the code, immutable code. So every exchange of my artwork, a percentage goes to the artist. That could be written on the code and cannot be changed. So that's a completely different perspective. Yeah. You just get some water. So let's try to dive in a little bit, and I hope I don't go over time. Pitfalls and opportunities. I will try to go pitfalls a little bit high level and opportunities a little bit high level. Like I was prepared that most of the audience would not be crypto engaged, like more in depth to the crypto world. But yeah, again, we are here, almost here. So this is the right time to onboard to Web3 to make a change, and design needs to step up. So. But at the same time, we did some mistakes. So we are bootstrapping from Web 2 to Web 3, but we did a lot of mistakes, and a lot of things need to change. And I'm always trying to convey the message that things that we take it from granted might not be granted. And I will give just real simple, like silly example what I'm saying. Do you remember this? Floppy disk, some of those use, most of you didn't use, but we did this. So we use it as an icon to save, and now it doesn't make sense. Ask some kid, what is this for saving? So I'm trying to give you a message that decisions that we can make today at the beginning of something can be impactful on the long run. So we need to be careful of the decisions that we make now. And it's just an icon. It's a silly decision that we make. Oh, it's funny to have an icon in the shape of a floppy disk. Oh, it's so cool. But later on, the floppy disks will die. And then you can say that for the phone icon or some other behavior that tries to mimic what we have today. But you need to be creative, take the long run, think further, think deeper when you take these decisions. And we're doing the same mistake on Web3. So we are using wallet icons to use as walling to store your tokens. And this is completely wrong. This is a wrong metaphor because the tokens are not yours. Wallets are keys to enable you. The tokens are always on the blockchain. So it's not a wallet. This is a good example that we are already falling for the same pitfalls that we are using. Another one that is dear to me, and I've worked in some cyber security companies, and I always struggle with security. And most of the problems on security, they are design problems, and we as designers are not even aware of those. Good example, username and password. This is a huge flop on design. It's not a technical problem, it's a design problem above all. And all the breaches, data breaches, the problems with logins, you can trace back to misuse of credentials and bad use of it. And we as designers have the responsibility to educate, to improve the interface, to try to minimize this. And it's something that is never conversation. Like, we take it for granted the way we do stuff, and we don't think, how can we improve this? And you see over time improvements, like there's a lot of, but those improvements are always based on stuff that happened, problems that happened somehow. It was a data breach. I need 2 screens, one for username and second for login, to verify it on the back end, another API to be sure that you're blah, 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 blah. It's never design-driven. It's always something security-driven. And then the design comes after, oh, fix this. You need to make this pretty. Oh, cool. So this is another example, and I'm using a comic to convey a message. Like, did you know that passphrases, it's a lot safer than random usernames? It's a lot simpler. Just choose 4 words that you remember, and you will have a stronger password than a random number. No one knows about this. And this is more secure. And this is a design problem above all. Engineers don't even care. They just put a field, they just input something. We need to educate users. You need to be on the forefront advocating for users. And sometimes you don't think, you take it for granted. And again, the use of password managers. Who uses a password manager at this point? Probably very few of you. And even less hardware keys, because you need to be secure that you're the one using it. 2FA. Another thing that we don't even remember, like log in with something. Like, we do log in with Google to a lot of services. What happens if you lose your Google account? You lose access to all your accounts. Like, this is a design problem above all. So it's giving Google all the data about you, and you don't control any of these things. It's a mindset problem. So around pitfalls, like, ask questions, be inquisitive, be there when the decision is making. Take a lead role in the sense that you should be in charge of the decisions that are made for the product itself. Like, be there, ask questions, be around engineers, be around product managers, be around everyone. And to be a designer, it's be creative. And the last one is something that I always question when I have to design something or I have to overcome. Like, just because it's established UX pattern doesn't mean it's good. Might be good for one purpose, one company, and you're copying for your own product, but just because it's a big company that is used doesn't mean that it's a good thing. Question everything. The username password is one of those things. Probably we will not solve it. It's a broader problem, but it's something that we can question as designers. We need to be more creative in creative thinking how we approach this. This is a really good example. Pull to refresh. Doesn't anyone knows how this was created? So this was a guy creating Tweety. I used to use Tweety back in the day. It was a beautiful Twitter client. It looked like this, 2008. And the guy just was trying to create a message. Back in the day, you used to have buttons on top, like refresh, or buttons hidden over here to refresh the timeline. And he just came up, why don't I pull down? We'll refresh. I'm on the top. Let's pull down to refresh it. And then Apple rejected. It was against the patterns, against the laws, the rules of approving on the App Store. But he managed to create such a strong case that they approve it, and we all use it, and we all take it for granted. So he went against the rules. He questioned the best way to deliver something really easy, and now it's established. So we can't do that for Web3 or any other behaviors, but Web3 because it's complex. Again, yeah, Nuno. So why now this? So we are desperately need designers for Web3. This is a call to action that you'll see everywhere. Just go to Twitter. Just go to podcasts, to articles. At this point in time, you see this everywhere. What's needed for Web3? You need design. You need UX. You need... Everyone is shouting about this. So this is the first opportunity. This is really the strong case. We are on the bear market, so there's no buzz. It's all on AI. AI is the best new thing. But you can make a real impact using Web3, and this is why. Even on the last talk that I saw from Vitalik, you might know who he is, he was his conclusion about using a wallet, a new technology about wallet, and what he puts up as one of the best things. You need UX to adapt to the technology. So what are the perks for Web3? So first, it's a different approach. You design for trust. You design for transparency. Everything that you design can have a real impact because it's your funds, it's your data, it's whatever, it's yours. There's no recover password, there's no calling someone to help me because it's yours. So it's something that you need to trust the interface to do it. Let me give you one example. Curve.fi, it's a liquidity pool. I'm not going to in details what is a liquidity pool, but it's a place where you change one token to the other. And that's their logo. They are really cool. I really like them. On their Twitter, you can see they have over $17 billion deposits. They transact $2 million per day on this. And this is how they look. Even worse, they have a button for the classic UI. This is a new UI because they used to look like this. And you still can use this to exchange your funds. Okay, it's retro, it's childish, we love it, we are designers, we are creators, but put this in front of someone that doesn't know what it is. Is it trustful? Do you trust something like this to exchange $1 million to some other thing? So this is why we need design for Web3. Another one. Design-driven technology, it's again to be, don't be late to the game again. Like we always follow first technology and design comes after and try to catch up and improve. And sometimes some of the pitfalls that I've talked came from that. So how do we solve this? Like, let's solve fast because we need to proof of concept something or do something different. And this is a really quick example, and probably I'm over time, is that the user jargon, it's a hard technology. And they need us as creative people to overcome that barrier of being a new technology. What is crypto? What is a token? What is a key? What is a private key? What is a public key? How do you put this in a word that we all can understand and you all can use an interface or a product that needs to go over? I'm exchanging token A to token B. I'm giving you X amount of money in the sense of a token X in a network Y or whatever. So that's, if design comes early in the game, we can still make an impact on this and have the interfaces and the wallets and all that stuff human readable and human perceivable. That's why it's really important. It's a really huge opportunity. The other one is something it's not just Web3, but it's at the core of Web3. It's an open source, community-driven environment. I work in all the folks that I have been on, being in Ethereum Foundation. It's all about community. It's all around what is a DAO. I'm not going in details of what is a DAO, but we organize as communities, and everyone has a say. And that can be transformative. Like, you can join, as a designer, you can join any DAO and be a part of it. This is a good example. This is Vector DAO. It's a design-based DAO that all designers come together and work in the same problems for real clients, and they work together as individuals, but they work together under one big decentralized organization. Deep Work is another one. It's based in Berlin. Andre, it's a great guy, and he's tried to do that. It's more on user research and UX, but he does a lot of workshops on how to onboard Web3 again. And it's a DAO. You can join the DAO, you can work with him, and you can be compensated on tokens. Of course, that's tokenized economy. You can be compensated and then later on can convert to money. Even us on ethereum.org, like this is the resources that we have links. Just go to ethereum.org if you are more curious or talk to me afterward. And this is something that we might want to just grow. And just a really quick side note about open source. Do you know how impactful it was for software? Who has an Android phone on their pockets? It's based on an open source software. Like you see, 96% of the servers are open source based on Linux. So that's how it's possible to get here. Why don't we do that for design? Why? Why don't we have open resources, open, like communities like this, events like this? We all talk with each other, have online resources to learn and bootstrap and improve the products for the people. That's how we move the technology forward. Did you know that it's initiative, opensourcedesign.net? They have the guides. This is a movement, and this is not Web3. This is not Web3. This is a general thing. For everyone can go and join the conversation, use Web3. We had Web3 technologies like PenPods. It's an open source Figma, Blender, 3D, open source. It's a bunch of opportunities. Last one, have a real impact on daily lives. So we aim to solve real world problems through blockchain and through Web3 technology. I will give you two really quick examples. Fight misinformation. This is a proof of concept from the New York Times that tries to get on every photo some metadata that is going to be a small token that can verify that it's true. So we are living in a misinformation age. And you can see this is a real use case. We all need this as it is. We find on the news, we saw the videos on the recent events that happened, a lot of fake videos, and you could prove authenticity of the videos using blockchain technology. This is a real use case. You need this as soon as possible. The second one, I took it from 0x Designer. He's a really cool Twitter account. It's a guy that produced proof of concept, and he just put it up this small proof of concept. Who has to disclose all your financial information when you have to apply for a mortgage or a new rent, and you ask a lot of financial? What if you have blockchain and privacy-preserving technology together to have some sort of way of proving to those entities, to the banks, to whatever is asking you financial records, that you have the funds to prove it without disclosure what you have? Wouldn't that be perfect? Like, don't you feel that it's an invasion of your own privacy when you have to state like your IRS, your bank statement, and all your life just to get a house? Like, this is a real case. This can be built right now. We need designers, we need more people to think, to apply this technology to real world use cases. So again, really fast, just to finish. Learn from the past to improve the future. It's like a model, like it's an evolution of Web2 to Web3. We gotta learn from it, and we gotta improve it. There's a new way of thinking, new way of doing stuff. And again, we are creating the human protocol. It's beautiful, I love this word, the human protocol. How we interact with each other, how we can create value, all this stuff. It's the premise of being on Web3, and that's the way I see it. Thank you.